Welcome to JimJim's Reinvention Revolution podcast, the show that explores reinvention in the digital age as it relates to career, creativity, and technology. Stay tuned for interviews with professionals, entrepreneurs, and creatives that have reimagined success and are making a pivot. If you'd like to listen to the entire back catalog, visit JimJim'sReinventionRevolution.com for instant access. And now, here's your host, JimJim.
Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. Hey everybody, hey, this is JimJim, and welcome to episode 117 of JimJim's Reinvention Revolution podcast. And today I'm talking artificial intelligence, talking AI. Yes, AI for marketing in particular. Yeah, I'm in New Orleans this morning, so I'm still waking up, honestly. So I got in late last night, and I needed to escape, and I'm sipping some coffee right now. And I got up early and went for a run by the river, which was nice. And they had a little street jazz band going already. It was 8 in the morning, but they were there playing already some traditional New Orleans-style jazz at the Café du Monde. Yeah, in the morning, so it's pretty cool. So it's fun to wake up, go for a run, get the sun in my eyes, and hear some music in the morning. So that was fun. But anyways, the reason I'm on here today, just by myself here, is that last week I went to this marketing AI conference. I went to MAICON 2024, which, let me tell you the dates here. So it was September, if I can find it here. Let me see what it was. Yeah, it was September 10th to the 12th. And it was a marketing AI conference thrown by the Marketing Institute for Artificial Intelligence, which is based in Cleveland. The two cats that run it are let me see if I can find their podcast here. Hold on. Sorry. I'm a little disorganized because I'm working from the small screen of my laptop here. I don't have my normal setup here. I'm on the road, but okay, here it is. It's so there's a podcast out there for all the podcast listeners, which I know you are if you're listening, called The Artificial Intelligence Show. And it's hosted by Paul Reitzer and Mike Kaput. And Paul Reitzer and Mike are also founders of the Marketing AI Institute that centers their efforts on artificial intelligence, education, holding conferences, etc. So it's a great organization. They held this conference called MAICON 2024 in Cleveland recently. And it turns out that they're one of the bigger voices in the AI sphere right now, especially in regard to marketing implementations of AI intelligence. And I thought, oh man, I just need to share some of this because I'm a real newbie when it comes to AI. I'm sure there's people out there that have been using it intensely for the last year and a half since it sort of came on the scene. And good for you, and you're doing the right thing. That's all I can tell you. But I'm just getting into it, and I'm just understanding the nuances and the power of it. And I wanted to give you my thoughts, at least in the moment here in late 2024, how I'm thinking about, how I'm feeling about it. And I want to go over 30 AI tools here that at the end of the conference, Mike Kaput put up that was one of his main presentations at the end of the conference. So I'll go through that just for people that maybe aren't so familiar with what's going on or want to just know how much the breadth and depth of things that are out there. I'll go through that list. But to get started, first of all, just to kind of set the stage here a little bit more, like I said, MAICON is the Marketing Artificial Intelligence Conference. I think in 2023 I was talking to people at the conference that there was maybe around 700 people. This year there was about 1,700 people, so maybe 1,800 people. So big jump. Obviously, this is a hot topic right now. The conference here in Cleveland was very well done. It was at the Huntington Convention Center, and logistics, the food, everything was really well done. The sound, okay, so if you go into the Huntington Conference Center and check out the ceiling and the walls, the sound treatments are awesome. And so it was a very relaxed conference to go to, even though there were 1,700 people running around. You didn't really feel totally burnt out at the end of the day because the sound environment was just great. And you could hear everything clearly, the speakers. Anyways, just a little aside there. Sound is one of my passions. Shout out to AudioMute. Hey, AudioMute. I'm not in my AudioMute basement studio today, but I love those guys. Anyways, so I just wanted to, kind of give you a view of like how many people were there, how big it was. There was opening sessions. There was, many, obviously, smaller sessions that were that delved into more of the nuts and bolts and expertise of everybody that was there. But overall, I just kind of, I really haven't been that into AI, and I wanted to understand what's going on with it because there's a lot of hype out there. I've been, reading and listening to things online, listening to a lot of podcasts about it, and there just seems to be like a lot of hype about people losing jobs, and when we have AGI or whatever, when we have when the singularity arrives, when artificial intelligence is going to take over and all that kind of stuff, and I just thought, well, here's a conference that's close to me. Let me go check it out and find out for myself really the impact or what I think is going on with it. So my takeaways so far, and again, I'm a total newbie. I really don't know what I'm talking about yet, but so far is that most of the plays with AI and AI tools that are out there are for efficiency. So, it's improving and speeding up anything that has to do obviously with language, LLMs, graphic creation. So kind of routine things that are created that you need to write a newsletter, you're going to be able to do it more efficiently. You need to create some graphics, you're going to be able to do it more efficiently. It's going to enable people that aren't good writers, that aren't good artists. Maybe it's bringing down those barriers to entry of those fields to everyone, I guess, to the commoner, I guess, right? And so you can get your ideas out and you can get them articulated, whether it's through language or through graphics, more clearly, because the AI could do it for you now. So that's kind of a takeaway, but it's really an efficiency play. So I'm not sure what new applications, what new techniques, what new industry this will drive yet. So that's kind of, I'm still sort of thinking about this more longer term, secondary, I guess, effects of AI coming on the scene. Not sure what to think of it yet. But for now, it's efficiency. And so if you're in the business game, in the entrepreneurship game, in the marketing game, in any game really, you need to start using it. You need to use it as a co-pilot as much as you can, just to understand what you're looking at going forward, honestly. To understand, where did this come from? Was this an AI creation? Because once you start using these AI tools, you can kind of look and see what's online and really understand where things are coming from a lot more easily. Anyway, so that's just some general thoughts. Let me go through this list of 30 AI tools that Mike put up at the end of the conference, and maybe this will help somebody out there or just stimulate your interest in it. Like I said, I'm sure you've heard of a few of these, but I know there's a few that you haven't heard about and that are pretty interesting. So some of them will be kind of parallel repeats because there's just many different companies that are offering the same types of services right now. But let's kick it off with the one that everybody knows. Number one, ChatGPT. So if you haven't tried ChatGPT yet, I believe this is owned by Microsoft, OpenAI. I think they bought OpenAI. Go check it out. Obviously, it's a language model, but as time moves on, these things are up integrating graphics and other capabilities. So even by the time this podcast is being released, things might have changed. And the day of the conference when we were there, this is a week ago now, I think Microsoft came out and announced that they are releasing their updated model with some actual reasoning capability now. So not just manipulating language, but somehow it has some higher level of reasoning. I don't know what that means. People at the conference thought, hey, this is a big deal. They even thought maybe this was why people got fired and the industry started reconfiguring a little bit in terms of regards to OpenAI. I won't go into that here right now, but suffice to say it's a big deal. I don't know about it yet, but ChatGPT, check it out. That's one of the easy go-tos right now for LLMs. Within ChatGPT, things that are coming are models that people have created. So this is number 2, I guess. GPTs within ChatGPT. So GPTs are tailored specific models that have been developed within ChatGPT, that other people have trained the ChatGPT. So it's like if you go to that specific model within ChatGPT and start asking it questions or whatever, it could be a subject matter expert, could be a technique expert. It could be like, hey, this is the haiku generator. Even though it's using ChatGPT technology, it's been fed with thousands and thousands of haikus. So if you want to create a haiku, you want to go to this particular GPT within ChatGPT. So that's something that I learned about the models, how they're evolving and how they're being fed and trained. So that's number 2. Number 3, Google Gemini, of course. Gemini Pro, Gemini 1.5 Pro. Again, this is Google's offering, Google's kind of quote GTP offering or LLM offering. So check it out. Go to Google. I'm sure people are using it out there already, and you're probably finding this up integrated into all the Google suite already. Within Google, they're called gems for their specific models that they've trained. So there's Google Gems within Gemini. So make sure you check out those specific models. Here's another competing LLM that's out there, Claude 3.5 Sonnet from Claude.ai. And Claude, I think that's part of, let's see here, company. Yeah, part of Anthropic. So they're another competing AI company that's out there, Anthropic. So Claude 3.5 Sonnet and artifacts in Claude. So there's 2 different ones. So the Sonnet, again, it's more of a targeted AI for writers, I guess, content writers and experts. Artifacts in Claude helps you with more complex documents, code, and apps right within Claude. So again, there's so many different variations. I'm not an expert, but I'm trying to become more of an expert. I probably sound really stupid talking about this, but I think it's important enough to set my own ego aside and just stimulate the conversation with people that are listening out there. If you haven't checked some of this stuff out, it's coming fast. Go check it out. Okay, number 7, Grok 2 with Flux. Okay, Grok 2 is the offering from, I know it's from Elon Musk. I think it must be from X. I think it's associated with X, maybe. I'm not sure which one of his companies, Tesla, X, whatever. Yeah, X.com. It's within X, within the X group, I guess, is Grok. Go check out Grok. See what Grok's up to. And I know Grok has a like a humorous mode or something, so some people like that. So go check that out. And again, that's more of a general LLM that's evolving. Number 8, Perplexity. Perplexity is an interesting LLM that's out there because it gives you footnoted references when you ask it anything, I guess. So if you're asking it to write an article about, the traffic congestion in Chicago, over the years or something like that, and it might pull up some studies or reference points or graphs or information, and it gives you footnotes, and if you click on the footnote, it gives you the source material. So some of the issues with AI is that people think, oh, it's not true, or it hallucinates, or whatever it might be. Perplexity is one in particular that helps you with the source information. So especially if you're putting together business presentations and people ask the question, where would you get that data? Perplexity will help you find the source. Okay, let's go over to number 9, Jasper. Jasper is another, I think, competing LLM. I know that they've just released their graphics tool, I think. So a lot of these started out as just LLMs. Yeah, introducing the AI image suite. So this is from the Jasper website, AI image and photo editing at scale, purpose-built for marketers. So, like I said, this stuff is evolving so quickly that, things that you thought, oh, that's just an LLM for language and text. If you go to the same tool, maybe 3 months from now, maybe all the graphic stuff that you were using 6 other tools for are already up integrated. That's how fast things are moving. So Jasper. So check out Jasper, jasper.ai. Here's another one, writer.com. So another LLM. This is good for newsletters or just writers, obviously, and you can train it in your voice. If you're not hip to how that works, if you have a bulk of your work, I guess, work materials, books that you've written, newsletters that you've written, blogs that you've written, you can feed that information into an LLM and tell it to read that information and glean your own personal style and personal words that you like to use and references you like to use, and then you can ask it to create something new in your style once it's trained. So that's pretty interesting. Writer, that's number 10. Let's see, number 11, Market Muse. Okay, so this is a site that will help you create an entire content strategy powered by AI insights in minutes. So this will give you stats and information of how to put more of a campaign type thing together. If you're doing stuff on Instagram and TikTok and whatever, what should you use? What will the campaign do? It will recommend campaigns to you. So it's kind of interesting. Number 12 is Goldcast. Goldcast it was initially specifically built around events, so repurposing events into blogs, social clips, and more. So if you're running events and you have video content, audio content, etc., that's from the event, Goldcast will automatically search through those videos and chop it up and repurpose it into clips for all the social outlets. So for TikTok, Instagram, etc., Facebook, and for blogs. Instantly, basically, almost. So this is kind of a video-focused one, but it's very, very, very interesting. Goldcast.io if you haven't heard of that one yet. 13, Descript. Here's one that's specific to podcasting. That's how it started out, but again, all of these things are evolving that I'm sure you can find cross-pollinated applications for these things, but Descript is very interesting. It's where their goal is to take audio and video and make it as easily editable as text. So when you load audio, if it's an audio podcast, if you load it into Descript or just audio podcast, it automatically transcribes the audio into words, and you can move the words around. But when you move the words around, it actually moves the audio sound around within the recording. So it gives you this visual representation of the audio file, and as you edit the audio file, you can move it around. It's very interesting. Also gives you good tools to take out background noise, to adjust the audio. It's really trying to make the audio and video editing process as simple as a normal text-based editor. Pretty interesting. Descript.com. Okay. 14, Opus Clip. Create and publish short-form video clips from long videos 10 times faster. So again, this is kind of a repurposing tool for video that's out there. opusclip.pro. Rasa.io. Personalize your newsletter to every single subscriber automatically at scale. Okay, here's an interesting application. So this is, I guess, happened already, or people that are into target marketing, sending out newsletters, trying to personalize the newsletter when you get it, where you might see your name at the top of the newsletter because it has your information, it has a record on it. This is getting even, I guess, more fine-tuned wise down into the weeds, where if you have a presence online or a style, it takes any information about you and really personalizes, let's say, a newsletter offering. So let's say if the newsletter is on the latest thing in tech, but it knows that your part of tech is all about high-end cameras. The articles it's going to feed you are going to be more about high-end cameras, where someone else might be into high-speed graphic machines for esports, and they're going to start feeding you more articles about esports, even though it's the same newsletter, even though it's the same database, the same coming from the same business, etc. So it's just a way to start using AI to understand more specific customer information and to personalize newsletters that way at scale, automatically. Crazy. Okay, Crayon. Here's next number 16. Crayon. Track competitors online, including site changes, pricing updates, etc. So this is more of a kind of a creeper AI, I would say. So it's like tracking online information, including site changes and pricing updates for potential competitors of yours or whatever, obviously websites you feed it. So that's and it's automated. Again, this would be, maybe tens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars to create a personal tool on your own to do this just a few years ago. Now there's just AI black boxes out there that you can just feed information into and get this kind of information updated automatically. Number 17, lately, generate social media posts automatically from existing content. So this is another tool that can do that. And again, some of these tools are better for, let's say, X and better for Facebook or whatever. You have to go in and look at the information, but that's why there's a lot of competitors. Some are doing the same thing. Some are targeted more for specific applications, but lately.ai, check out that one. 18 is Akkio, Akkio. So chat with live data in plain English to find out and deliver insights to agency clients. So this is one where it's trying to connect databases that you might have and give you a way to query the database, but in plain English, where you're just kind of typing a question into the LLM box, and then it does its thing, and it might give you back information in real time and just answer your questions quickly rather than trying to design a specific prompt and query. It's Akkio. Number 19, qualified. Qualified leads automatically with an AI-powered SDR that works hand in hand with human reps. So this is kind of a AI SDR, so that's sales development representative, if you don't know that term. And so this is kind of like, I think you've seen some of these, chat bots and AI people if you go to an e-commerce website, for example. But this is sort of, works hand in hand with the human rep. So it's just getting a higher level of service from those automated bots. Number 20, OmniKey, generate thousands of personalized creative assets at scale, all in your brand voice. Okay, this is a crazy one to me. So this was like, if let's say you're running Facebook ads and you want to figure out what ad works, you're putting the copy together in an image and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, let's test 3 of them and see what happens and pick the best one. That's cool, but at the end of the day, it's only 3 versions, right? This one is where you can generate thousands of versions, thousands of personalized creative assets at scale, again, in your brand voice. And so now you might have, 1,000 to test, or maybe you don't need 1,000, but you really need, I'd really need 20 to test to find the one that really can hammer home the message and gets attention. Now this is a way to do this at scale, easily in your own brand voice because it's trained up through the AI. So OmniKey, that's a pretty interesting one. Let's see. All right, we have 10 more to go, guys, so just hang in there. I know this is quick. I'm trying to go through it quickly, but again, just to stimulate thoughts, think about checking out some of these tools or just digging generally farther into AI and figure out what the hell's going on for your industry, for your personal use, whatever you might want to use AI for. Okay, Hume, this is another one, Hume. Converse with customers using empathetic AI that understands tone, emotion, and expression. Okay, this is something that is, it's been happening for a little while, but it's kind of just getting to be at scale. This is Hume.ai, where if you're chatting with someone on video, if you're a customer service representative, etc., it's looking at your facial expressions, your tone of voice, and your emotion, and comparing it to, all the, loaded in information that it knows about human beings, and will help you respond in an empathetic way. So it's pretty interesting. So sometimes you might even be able to catch people that are lying, for example. They might say one thing, but your eyes might say another, and so that kind of thing. But it helps you, just become more human if you're trying to automate things. And so that's a pretty interesting one. Hume.ai. Okay. Movable ink is the next one. Movable ink. Hyper-personalized emails and messages at scale to drive engagement and loyalty. Again, so this is another way to use AI to hyper-personalize emails. So it's just taking all the information it can gather about you, finding out who you are, and just hopefully sending you a more engaging email about stuff that you want to hear about. MovableInc.com. Okay. 23 is Playground. Okay, here's some of the graphic-based AIs that are out there. Playground's an interesting one. So design logos, social post, mock-ups, images, more like a pro. So this is the kind of the crazy stuff where, if you're not good at graphics, which I'm not an artist, but I need art, and I need things that look good graphically if I want to send out things or create new products. And so this one is you can kind of type in, hey, make me an image of this that looks like that uses these colors, kind of thing, and it comes back with just amazing stuff. So playground.com, go there and play around and see if it does anything for you. Another one, I think, graphics-based one that people have heard about is called Midjourney. So Midjourney, all one word, midjourney.com. Generate hyper-realistic or artistic images of anything in any style using only text prompts. So again, it's just like, hey, I want to send out invitations to my cocktail party. And so you can just say, hey, create me an image of a cocktail party with people, laughing and joking around and drinking these kind of fancy drinks. And you can tell them the colors or whatever you might want it to look like, and it just gives you back images. Just amazing. I mean, beautiful images, which is pretty crazy, really, to think about. Another one, number 25, Runway. Okay, runwayml.com. So runwayml.com is the website. Generate stunning, high-fidelity, controllable video of anything instantly using only text prompts. Again, it's kind of like Midjourney, but this is for video. So Runway is sort of the Midjourney for video, where, again, you can say, like, I want to see a, dogs and cats playing together, or a cat chasing a dog in the middle of Paris, with the right backdrop or whatever you might think about. And just creates it just on the fly for you. I mean, just unreal. So, again, for creating engaging content or just having fun, check out Runway. Let's see, number 26, 11 Labs. Generate high-quality speech in any voice, style, or language. Okay, so we've had text, we've had graphics, now here's audio. So 11 Labs is an audio kind of AI. And what it does, you can feed it your voice, feed it your style, and it will feed back to you audio in your own voice. So this is the voice cloning app, I guess, one of them. And it can change the language. Once it has your style down, you can switch it to any language. So if you wanted to put together videos and speak to a different market, but in your voice, that's pretty interesting, So check out 11 Labs. Okay, number 27, Hey Jen. Okay, here we go. Now, putting all this stuff together, another thing that's coming is these hyper-realistic types of avatars. So Hey Jen is a place to go if you want to create your own hyper-realistic AI avatar to narrate, marketing videos or business videos or any kind of video you want to put together, but if you want to have a hyper-realistic avatar. So this is something that really looks like it's you, really acts like you, sounds like you, and I believe that some of these sites or tools that you might have to get your body scanned, they might take pictures of you, there's other ways to... This one might be just all through photos that you have to load it of yourself. But there are tools out there or companies out there that are going so far as really creating hyper-realistic avatars of you by scanning your body, kind of like how they would put you in a video game. That's now coming out to the public and for not a lot of money. So you're going to see this quite prevalently, I think, in the next couple of years. HeyGen.com. Okay, let's see, 28, Hyperwrite. Build AI agents to complete work for you using your browser to take action. Okay, so the thing that's going to be more prominent over the next few years, it sounds like to me, is the idea of agents. So AIs that are out there that are completing actions on their own. So right now, most people use AI, they're typing in a prompt and they're getting back information, getting back a set of words or a set of audio files or a set of images, whatever it might be, but you're sort of still driving the boat, you're still in control. But once these AI engines are loaded with information, fed the right data, you can encourage them to act on their own. And so this is the idea of having an agent, where there's agency within the AI, where you say, hey, if you see this information, go ahead and do this action. So HyperWrite, build AI agents to complete your work. So, creating a workflow, right? I mean, the idea of scripts and workflows isn't new, but using AI capabilities is new. So that's interesting. So hyperwriteai.com. 29. Okay, so your existing tech, I guess, is number 29. So just a reminder that all this AI stuff is rolling out very fast, and most likely any piece of software that you're using, any piece of software, so Microsoft Office, your mail applications, email applications, Gmail Suite, Microsoft Office, your dating apps, whatever it would be, any kind of software that you're using, traveling, probably your United app or something like that that's coming if you're a frequent flyer. They're all going to be up integrating AI capabilities. This has already happened with most softwares that are out there. So like MailChimp, for example, if you use MailChimp for your email list, they all have AI capabilities. So some of the capabilities that you wanted to take advantage of, let's say that there was a separate email application AI that I talked about. You might find that same capability within MailChimp already. So don't overlook looking at your existing tech. Like if you're using Adobe Suite, you're going to see AI tools in there to create images already, guaranteed. So just look at you don't even have to go outside your regular workflow to kind of discover AI stuff. PowerPoint's got AI in there now too. PowerPoint. So look at your current software. So that would be the I guess 29. That was their last one. So in terms of this presentation, which again was given by Mike Kaput from MAICON at the latest conference in 2024 in Cleveland, Ohio in September, his last slide just had a bunch of the sponsors of the conference on it, because he wanted to honor the sponsors, and of course a lot of the sponsors were AI companies themselves. So I'm not going to read all those sponsors, but I'll just maybe close with, again, just some thoughts about this. One takeaway is, man, this is moving fast. Massive amount of investment is going into it. Hundreds of billions of dollars is going into the hardware. So like the NVIDIAs of the world are benefiting. These data centers are being built out because of the computing power that AI needs. People see that this is a real game changer. It's going to be a real efficiency. It's going to impact efficiency over the next 3, 5, 8 years, where you're going to see companies, I would say, more profitable or more capable, depending on how they look at becoming more efficient. You're going to see smaller companies with bigger revenues, I would say. So a 5 to 10 person team, maybe even a 1 person team, can be $1 billion company, $1 billion valuation company, because of all the capabilities that AI will bring to them. So that's interesting. So things are moving fast. Keep learning about it so that you're not falling behind. So you're not afraid of it. So that's what I would say. And over the next couple of years, you're going to see the more agency capability of these AIs. So automated things happening with AI. I think that's where we're really going to start feeling the impact of it in a more sort of touchy-feely way. When someone can really book your flight in a much more higher level way than a regular travel agent, for example. That's going to be kind of wild stuff happening. Anyway, so hopefully this was useful for you guys. I know it was a little all over the map a little bit. I don't know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm willing to admit that. I'm just getting into it. I feel like a little bit behind in it, but I'm glad I went to this show. If you're interested in going to that same show next year, the Marketing AI Conference, it's going to be held October 14 to 16, 2025 in Cleveland, Ohio. Again, check out the Marketing AI. It's called the Marketing Intelligence Show podcast by Paul Reutzer and Mike Kaput. It's one of the notable podcasts and companies that is that is helping you with AI and helping you educate yourself about it. So they have a lot of trainings and stuff if you go to their website. Check it out. Don't miss it. So that's all I got for now. I am going to wrap things up and figure out where I can get some lunch, and maybe I'll stop by, the famous Cafe Du Monde and have coffee. All right, that's all for now, guys. Thank you for listening to JimJim's Reinvention Revolution podcast. If you want to hear more, join our mailing list at JimJim'sReinventionRevolution.com. See you next time, and remember, the revolution has just begun. So dig in, embrace the process of reinvention, and start realizing the success you've always dreamed of. Hey, Revolutionaries, if you enjoyed today's episode and today's guest, let them know by commenting on their Facebook page, finding their Twitter handle or Instagram feed, and letting them know you heard them on JimJim's Reinvention Revolution podcast, and tell them what you got out of the episode, what you really liked, or how they inspired you. I know they would get a kick out of it and will help others find the same value that you found.